Hello and welcome to Coach's Corner. I'm here with cross-country coach Kelly Rock, and today I'm here to ask some questions about how the season's going and how it's wrapping up. So, Ms. Rock, with the season wrapping up, how do you think the team has grown?
The team is running great. We're in an excellent position. We're going into regional Saturday, and right now we're anticipating that both the boys and girls will finish first in the region.
All right. How do you think the team leaders have affected the team?
Well, I think that the team leaders have done two major things. One, our goal at the beginning of the season was to create team unity throughout the team, like with both the boys and the girls team. We've got 70 members, and so sometimes that's really hard to do. And that's something that they have worked really hard to do this year with creating team events and just making sure to cheer on everybody. The other thing is that all of the team leaders have shown strength on the field as well, both mentally and physically, and so that's positively impacted the team too.
All right, that's great. So what are some things that you think the team can do better, and how can you help them with that?
So we're sitting right now going into region and then into state with looking at the boys competing for the state championship title, and that's a lot of mental pressure, and so it's just making sure that they don't let that mental pressure begin to affect how they run and just focus on what we've been training for all season.
All right. So I saw on Milesplit that you have 2 freshmen with season best. How do you prepare new members of the team?
One, we start working with them and talking to them when they're in middle school. We have 7 8th graders that ran at the middle school state meet for cross country, and the boys middle school state team ended up placing 3rd at the middle school state meet. We had an 8th grade girl that placed 4th overall at the state meet. And so really, if we can focus on those younger runners and getting them invested in the program and getting them to begin training, it then just comes up from there.
All right. How do you think the team did during the Coach Wood Invitational?
Amazing. So the Coach Wood Invitational, there were several different races, and the races that we were in were the championship races. And you have to be invited to be in those races.
That's great.
So that's first. In both the boys and the girls race, there were over 30 teams that were in that championship division. Our boys finished 5th, which seems like, oh, they finished 5th, but in reality,
30 teams, that's great.
Right,
Yes.
Yeah, it's great. And not only that, but they were only behind another 4A team, Westminster. And then our girls finished 13th, which once again, it's like, oh, they finished 13th, but they were the top 4A team in that division. And so I think that when we look at that in like what division we're competing in and how our girls and our boys are competing, we really have to compare ourselves to who we're going to eventually be competing with at state.
Yeah. All right, and one more question. Going into next year and years after, what do you think you want to focus on for the team?
I think we're going to continue what we're doing. We've got a good thing going on. Going into the end of this season and going into state, our boys are really going to be competing for the number 1 or number 2 spot at state. Our girls, we finished ahead of Westminster, Lovett, and Pace at the Coach Wood Invitational. And so I think that, those things show that we've got a program that is working right now, and we want to continue that. I guess if I were to say that we would work on anything, it would just be, their mental toughness and just make sure that their motivation continues to be there.
All right. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you for watching, and please follow the Prowler on Instagram and Twitter at SMHA Prowler.